joined right now by one parent, Lizette Rosenblatt, a mother whose daughter was thankfully able to escape from the school unharmed. Lizette, first of all,
today, something none of us experience.
What up? Welcome to episode 76 of my premium podcast experience, the Verdict Podcast. I'm your host, Splash Jordan. Joining me today, who do we got?
Of course, the lovely Noah Neek.
Oh. And Mr. Millie Rule. Niggas know what it do. Whoa.
Word. How y'all feeling?
Good,
okay.
of course.
All right, cool. So, I got a lot of feedback from that Mosca Flux episode. Like, a lot of people enjoyed that episode. And they should. I thought it was pretty dope. Mm-hmm. Right?
I was glad to be there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So, shout out to her for coming through. You know, it's just us this week. A lot of guest voices. It was a lot to digest, a lot to process in the last couple of weeks, right? So, all right, so live show update. I don't think I have any updates other than it's been, date's been changed, October the 18th. I think that there'll be some tweaks to the lineup. Now that we're in October, we might, incorporate some costumes.
Realize it's like a day before my birthday, right?
Yeah, you said that.
Okay.
You said that. So, I mean, that's Friday. So, I mean, that's the night.
Turn the fuck up.
That's turn up. I think it might be a little bit more of a lituation now that it's on a Friday. It's in October. It's like a week and a half before Halloween. The party vibe is there. I just think that it'll work out a little bit better for us. And so with the extra time, I'm going to add a few more elements to the show. But there's no major update there, right? One update that is somewhat major is that I'm giving away some concert tickets. You got to go to my Instagram page, Let's Bingo and Chill. It's only for bingo winners. That's kind of, progressed into something I didn't know it was going to progress into. But, I mean, it's like really working out for the kid. Like, it's like, really working out. Like, by the end of the year, it might, like, really be working out. But it's already, like, what I'm saying? Like, really working out. Go to Let's Bingo and Chill on Instagram, giving away some tickets to Chris Brown, Ty Dolla $ign, Jordan Lucas and company. I'm also giving away some tickets to Tyler, the Creator. Might do some tickets to MGK and Young Thug. They're going on tour together, so
that sounds like it might be kind of
right. So I might do some tickets to that. The thing with that though is that they're not coming to Raleigh yet, so I don't know. I gotta wait and see. Right? What about y'all? You good? You got
no new updates for me?
No, I ain't bad. Well, yeah. Millie,
man, just
staying alive.
Yeah, trying to breathe.
Man, yeah. I mean that too. It's hard enough just doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to fucking make some shit shake. So, what's good with these top stories? I call them top stories now. I don't just, I don't openly say that I'm just scrolling down my timeline looking for shit. We call them top stories now.
I mean, you got the Tay K 47 story. They trying to appeal that 55-year sentence.
So, he was sentenced to 55 years, Tay K, right?
Yeah, and fined $10,000. It was his involvement in the 2016 shooting that led to the death of 21-year-old Ethan Walker.
Ethan Walker, okay. And then I thought it was a second murder.
Yeah, it was also a second murder. More involvement in the murder of a 23-year-old Mark Sandoval.
Now, what?
My bad.
No, go ahead.
Saldivar.
Okay, so what does involvement mean? Does that mean like he pulled the trigger? Does that mean he drove the car? Like, what does that mean?
You played some part in
endless
period.
Possibilities.
Like, whatever you did, you're a part of it.
So he wasn't alone, is what they're saying. He didn't act alone. He played a role in.
Yeah, I mean, he's there with some other people.
See, that's kind of fucked up though. Like if a group of people go into a place and somebody there kills somebody. Like, I didn't kill anybody.
So, what are you, like, trolling the feds when you make a song about it?
Nah, that's true, though. I mean, he did.
Allegedly?
Okay. Well, right. He did. I think allegedly he made a song and then kind of detailed how he did it if he would have done it.
Why would you do that, though? Like, I don't understand.
Well, we've already determined that people are doing things for the clout.
But describing... Okay, never mind.
rappers especially have a long, lengthy history of telling on themselves. They have a very long history of telling on themselves, detailing their illicit crimes and their heinous affairs, you know, things that, you know, should remain secret. They have a penchant for just, you know, purchasing well-produced instrumentals and rhythmically, you know, telling on themselves in a way that you just want to repeat it over and over and over again if you're a listener. So,
Well, they act like the rap police aren't listening.
well, I think that, you know, maybe they think, you know, obviously, you know, we wouldn't have heard of this kid, you know, under most circumstances. Like, so he's probably thinking, okay, nobody's going to hear it, or I'm just going to make this song and it's only my boys are going to listen to it. You know, maybe something like that. But obviously that wasn't the case. He actually put out a pretty catchy tune. But I didn't know like that he was facing, you know, like 55. Like, I didn't think that I didn't know what would happen really, because I didn't like super follow the case. But 55 years is a long time for involvement.
Well, what they talk about is that when the first murder occurred, that he was 16. I mean, now he's like 19, but he's being tried as an adult.
Right. You're being tried as an adult for something you did as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at 16 you're still a kid, but
In the eyes of the law.
yeah, and then only to end up with some other involvement in another murder.
That's
like,
true though. And make music about it. And make music about both killings. And make music about how you're on the run. And you're not going to turn yourself in. You're not going to cooperate. So, I mean, he kind of did, you know. It's... Do y'all think that this will be like the last time somebody, like a young kid, puts themselves in prison for, you know, telling on himself or perpetrating or trolling the internet?
What
Absolutely
I think like they should try to set something up where he can like do like a collaboration with like Tekashi.
Right.
I mean, shit, we might as well make the best out of y'all situation.
Right, you know, where it's just like, okay, it's like a Crime Stoppers commercial or something. It's like, yo, look, don't do what we did, man. Don't do what we did. We don't have no freedom. We don't have this. We don't have that. Like, it's just like, okay, how many more times we gonna see this movie played out? Like, y'all niggas is out here poorly committing crimes, you know, leaving all kind of evidence. Then you fill in any blanks by telling on yourself and you know, in popular music. So, all right. So I would say maybe the top story is like, you know, R. Kelly was charged with some more shit. And at this point, it's really kind of getting on my nerves. Like, not because I'm insensitive to it, but because there are people acting as if we didn't know all these things all along. You know, they're like, oh, they finally got R. Kelly. Okay, but you've been supporting R. Kelly up until a documentary came out and told you not to. You know, you were still playing his music. You were still supporting him. You still thought he was a weird but, you know, wonderful entertainer. But now that there's a documentary that literally restates everything we already knew, it's just like, okay, no, you got to go get his ass. You got to throw him in the slammer. Like, we should have thrown him in the slammer in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Now they're saying that he had help, he had crews, he had people, all these people. It's just like, even the people in the documentary that was pointing the finger at him are now going to jail.
I was about to say, is everybody getting charged with something for like accessory to the fact?
A lot of people are. And I'm just like, okay, you didn't think that, like, when you were sitting there thinking like, man, this is a good idea, I should get in this documentary and tell on R. Kelly. You didn't think people were going to make a connection like, well, how do you know what was going on? Oh, because you were right there, but you didn't say nothing or do anything.
Right.
Okay, you go to jail too. Like, what do people think? Like, I don't know. It's like, I mean, okay, he's been this way. He's been a monster. We still was singing and dancing. They made the Boondocks. They made a whole Boondocks episode about him, saying literally this, that he needs help. This was like in the early 2000s.
Big facts.
We laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. But here's the thing, though. There's still some women living in his house. Like, some of the women are still in some of his houses. I don't understand. It's just like, okay, like, not women who are accusing him, but women whose families are saying, hey, my daughter's in there. please let her leave, whatever the case may be. Now this man is locked up, and these women are still in the house. Like, yo, we good. You know what I'm saying? We good. We chilling.
You kept me here this long. Why not stay? Just because you're gone? What? I had to stay when you went to the store. Why not now?
Well, they're alleging that they didn't have to stay. That they're there by choice. That's what they're trying to say. Like, a few of these women are like, yo, we're here living it up. We looking out the Trump Tower every morning. We're doing pretty good. Now, obviously, R. Kelly isn't there to pay the bills. They'll have to leave, but it kind of it's some weird shit going on over there. I don't feel like I'll ever know the story. And it's just like, okay, in order to keep the story quiet and under wraps, let's just throw R. Kelly into a slammer as quick as we can.
Isn't that kind of like the Michael Jackson? Like, the feds was watching Michael for 10 years and they didn't find nothing?
But, I mean, they conducted a thorough investigation and they pretty much found out that some weird shit's going on, sure, but is it illegal? Is he breaking any crimes? Probably not, but he's probably doing something inappropriate. But, because he's also the king of pop, there's a lot of people willing to look the other way. I'm one of those people. I'm people. And I'm looking the other way. I don't know what was going on over there. And I really don't even care.
A rich black man can't do the same thing as a rich white man.
Well, shit, they even coming for rich white men now.
Yeah, but that's because they just getting outrageous. Like,
right.
Yo, look.
Right.
I'm going to have sex with this goldfish and you're going to be fine with it.
Right, yeah. That is right.
I just made a Billy 5 minutes ago. Like, you going to respect me. Like, what?
They do it, though. They be doing it. Then 20 years later, they be like, oh, well, I just wouldn't have done it if I had thought better about it. Like, oh, really? You wouldn't have had gone to this private island with this, 47-year-old man when he was only 16, 17 years old. Like, come on. Whatever a crisis manager is, that guy, I guess he backed out. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, so everybody's abandoning R. Kelly.
Supposedly he backed out and then reneged on what he said.
He said something about he wouldn't let R. Kelly watch his daughter.
And then said that he would later on because he was ashamed of what he said because of the backlash that he got.
You have a 20-something-year-old daughter. Would you allow her to be alone with
Absolutely not.
With R. Kelly?
I wouldn't leave my daughter with anybody that's accused of pedophilia.
That doesn't seem like a contradiction to you. You're
absolutely
sitting here
absolutely
defending R. Kelly, but at the same time saying you wouldn't leave your own daughter with him.
I wouldn't leave my daughter with anyone. Okay. I'm going to say it again. That's accused of being a pedophile.
All right.
I mean, it's kind of fucked up. That's you know what I'm saying? Like, you signed up to go to bat for bro. Now you out here like, nah, I wouldn't fucking let that nigga's dog in my house. Like, but people kill me with that question. Would you let R. Kelly watch your kid? I'm not letting nobody that's not my close personal family watch my kids. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no, I'm not. I don't care if it's Beyonce. I'm not letting Beyonce watch my kids.
Right.
Sorry, Shirley, you can't even watch them on the television. Like, look that way. If they on TV, look that way.
Look that way. Look that way. Like, it's a problem. Don't be watching my fucking kids. Like, no thank you. So, like, I don't understand when people ask, fucking stupid ass questions like that. But, it looks like the end of R. Kelly's. The end of the Pied Piper.
I'm pretty sure we're going to hear something else about him. Pretty sure.
Yeah, hear something else about him going to jail and probably
there's still going to be something else after that. I guarantee it. Well, got to be, because Cosby came out with something else after he got put in there. So, yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, because he's not there to hide whatever he's trying to hide. So somebody will find something and be like, yo, look at this. What else do we have in top news?
We got Meek finally getting off probation.
That's a big accomplishment.
Yo, he was on probation since from some 2007 arrest when he was 19. He 32 now.
Right, yeah, he's been on probation, for 11 years. Something like that, 12 or 13 years.
That's almost half your life you've been on probation.
For popping a willy, right?
I don't even remember exactly what he got in trouble for in the first place. But it wouldn't surprise me because how them boys in Philly get down on the dirt bikes and four-wheelers and...
Right, because I don't even think that was his... I know that he had some charges from way back when for gun possession and drug charge or something like that.
Oh yeah, some drugs in the gun case.
Right, yeah, and then he was on probation, and then popped a wheelie, and that that violated him, and all kind of crazy shit from, from doing the wheelie in Miami. But it was crazy how that case played out, though. I mean, they've been talking about it since basically I've been in like high school or some shit, or like right after or something. I don't know, but maybe not that long. But they have been talking about this nigga Meek Mill on probation since fucking like 2 presidents ago.
Nah, but this shit's been real, and it's just good that the world gets to see. Unfortunately, A$AP Rocky going through something, but it's the world gets to see. Like, yo, it's not set up for us. Like, everywhere we go, we're a target. All that unjust shit that goes on in the justice system is being exposed.
Right, it is being exposed. I'm gonna get, I'm gonna speak my piece on A$AP, later on. But there's no reason why me, with the little bit of money that I have, the little bit of exposure that I have, why am I more guarded and more strategic with the positions I find myself in than someone who's a multimillionaire who's easily recognizable? Like what are you doing? Like, you have the means to protect yourself so that you're not doing this. So what are you doing? Now, why are you trying to be tough? But we'll get to that, right? Though we'll get to that. Before we get to that, though, there was some shit that actually went around, was going on around Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah, we had the lady at Bonefish had a racial slur just because somebody was being loud.
You're so stupid, nigga.
That is like outlandish to me. To call somebody that, of course, like directly, period, like it's just not supposed to happen.
You're so stupid, nigga.
So y'all never been to an establishment and been like, yo, them niggas is too loud.
I don't even use that word.
So that's not how she said it, though.
Right?
Like,
No, that's not how she said it. It was
after her, like the other lady saying something about money, then it pissed her off, and that's when she was like,
"You're so stupid, nigga."
That was pretty stupid, though. Like what she was saying, like, "Oh, my money just as green. Here, let me show you." Like, what are we talking about here? Like, what's happening here? But
did we check her friend list and make sure she didn't have at least one black friend? Because
that's one thing she said, that she has black friends and she likes them, but she would. No, they're the rudest people she's ever met, and she would never take it back, and she was okay with her saying it, period.
She was okay with what she said. Now listen, can I say something? I respected her for that.
Nah, you on your own with that one.
I respected her for that, for saying something and was like, yo, I don't give a fuck.
There's a point in saying something and there's a point in being classy. Like, that's trashy.
It was very trashy.
Like, no points.
She
not
out
at all.
there Trump and shit.
That shows that people think that they have the right to do that, and that's just pure disrespect. Like, no. I'm still a human being.
Everybody's not going to respect you.
Right, but if I was to hit you, then it would be a problem, but you could say a slur out of your mouth. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's when it escalates, when that privilege gets...
Words are words. Words are words. And, you can't... And those women, I got to applaud those women for sure. Handling it in that type of way, where it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about to jeopardize anything over your words. Ain't no drinks being thrown. What nobody touched. You just old and racist. So you can go on about your day. And I mean, some people are old and racist. I'm not going to fight every old racist in the world. I'd be fucking dead by morning. Like, I just can't do it. But for her to say, like, yo, look, I said some shit. And the video, the reporter talking to her, she was like,
do you see how that's incredibly offensive?
Yes, I do. That's why I said it. I would say it again to them. I would say it again to them.
But what's the difference between that and these rappers saying that crazy stuff? Because I imagine she might get some type of threats via the telephone. People
They got her number. They got her number. They know her name. Her name, you know what I'm saying? People know her name. Her name is known. Her number is being circulated as well.
She gonna have to change that.
Right.
That was a bold move. It looked real tough. Just like Tekashi, where he did look real tough. And look how he ended up. Look how she gonna end up.
I don't think anybody's going to do anything to her. Other than them probably scare her. She's an old woman, but she'll definitely want to change her number ASAP.
This is America. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Like, people, like, you could find somebody's, like, you can, with just their telephone number, you can get a good deal of information about that person. You know how many times you fill that form out and put your telephone number on it? Like, that's a scary thought that, like, people who may want to do something to you could easily access you.
You essentially have to do your phone number like you do your password. What does it say? You change it every 6 months or something? Probably less than that.
Yeah, you might want to. So, now, Bonefish Grill. You ever eaten there?
No.
What about you? You ever eaten there?
Yeah, I had their little bang bang shrimp.
Yeah, that shit is on point.
Yeah, that shit is hitting for real.
I love some bang bang shrimp.
Yeah, that shit was on point. Damn, what? I ate the I went there one time for brunch and ate like the eggs Benedict. I think I had it. Might have been from there. That shit was on point. Bonefish was like, we don't tolerate hate speech. I'm like, the fuck up. But it was just kind of wild. Like, everybody's reaction to it. It's just like, okay, listen, hey, she said nigga. She actually said nigger. Like ER. Made sure she said hard ER too.
You're so stupid, nigga.
Wanted to be offensive.
Yeah, she wanted it to be offensive. She knew exactly what to say to push those buttons. So hopefully, the whole situation will end there, but I imagine that it won't. What else happened around the way? Anything?
There was like 2 boys that went missing, I think like Thursday or Friday of last week. I think they've gone ahead and apprehended a couple of people. I think one was like 19, one was like 21, and then another one that has like accessory to the fact that is a juvenile have been charged, but there's no word of them actually finding the boys, just their car. There was blood, like a bullet in the car, things like that. And I think he was supposed to be going home to let the dog out and just like never showed up. So They have people apprehended, but there's still no bodies yet.
And that makes me wonder how you're going to be able to like, if you don't have any bodies, if you don't have any weapon, like what can you do?
Try to get them to turn against themselves and really probably hammer that juvenile to get him to snitch because of, you don't want to ruin your future for anybody else. And they've already told on you.
Right.
And it's like, no, I didn't do it. That type thing. Whole movie scene.
All they got to do, and this is fucked up, so.
No, you fucked up, right?
Right, exactly. They done fucked up, right? So we'll see if they've been watching First 48 or not.
Probably.
Maybe, if they.
How not to get caught.
Right.
Obviously not, because they're caught.
Well, no, First 48, it doesn't, you would get caught, but it still teaches you what to do when you're caught. It still shows you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they be in there asking a whole bunch of questions, and it's cause you got to tell them what's going on. So,
Man, that shit shows you what happens when you get caught. You're going to get caught and you're going to live out a whole episode. Hell, you might get lucky enough and be an episode. They come in with the cameras like, yo, can we record you just fucked up your life? Sure.
Hey, all you got to do is just shut up. You go in there, you stop talking, you let them do their job. Like, that's your job to figure it out. Like, I'm not about to make it easy for you. So, but, these are kids that we're dealing with, right? So, you know what? I think that's a decent spot to, like, take a break and hear a word from our sponsors.
Hey everybody, I really do hope you love the Verdict podcast. Did you know that you can actually get paid just for listening to this podcast? I know it sounds insane, but it's true. We just discovered a free new app called Podcoin, and it literally pays you to listen to podcasts. Here's how it works. You listen to podcasts and you earn Podcoin while you listen. Then you turn the Podcoin in for your gift cards at places like Amazon or Starbucks. Okay, take two. Hold on. Hey everybody, I really do hope you love Hey everybody, I really do hope you love the Verdict podcast. Did you know that you can actually get paid just for listening to this podcast? I know, it sounds insane, but it's true. We just discovered this free new app called Podcoin, and it literally pays you to listen to podcasts. Here's how it works. You listen to podcasts and you earn Podcoin while you listen. Then you turn that Podcoin in for gift cards at places like Amazon or Starbucks. You could even donate that Podcoin to charity. The more you listen, the more you earn. So here's what you do. Download the app right now on your iPhone or Android, and I'll have a special code for you. Simply use our code Verdict Podcast, and you'll get 300 Podcoin just for signing up. And if you listen to enough of us on here, you can get cappuccino at Starbucks or an Amazon gift card on us. So go ahead and go listen to the podcast or virtually any podcast on Podcoin and sign up with our code Verdict Podcast. I swear it'll change the way you listen to podcasts.
Victim or nah. This is a victim or nah situation. So the first one I got, right, because I actually have 2 this week. First one is Max Berger. He's suing Jewel. Why? Because he says that when he was a teenager, he developed a jewel addiction, and it led him to have a massive stroke. You know, it's kind of a fucked up situation, right? And a lot of times in situations like that, you know, I wouldn't mind, you know what I'm saying? It's not uncommon for a person to sue or whatever, right? So, what do y'all think? Y'all think that, you know, it's pretty cut and dry? He's a victim. He deserves some money, or
what is Juul?
It's like those pods that like teenagers vape.
Oh, okay.
It's like, you know, the tobacco. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, it's a tobacco product. So what do y'all think?
If it's a come up. Like if you can.
And he sued him for what?
He's suing him for money because he had a stroke because he had an addiction to Juul.
I'm gonna run it. Like that sounds solid. I will run it. Yeah, for sure.
If it's gonna work, let it work. Like
that's solid.
So I don't have to.
He had a stroke and these things are like blowing up people's face. Like
yeah. So let me sue. Hey, yo, sue for me too.
Big facts. Start a movement, petition, like list the shit for real.
Here's my thing about it. You a teenager smoking and those products, just like cigarettes, right? They got the Surgeon General's warning on it. Niggas never want to listen to the Surgeon General.
Who the fuck was he anyways? Who am I listening to?
He or she is the person telling you, hey, if you smoke this shit, you might die.
Why the fuck you selling it to me then?
They're only putting that up there just so if you do die, you can't sue them.
Hey,
yeah, but I didn't die. I just got a stroke. That's why I'm suing.
True.
But no,
there's some disclaimers. Yeah, they have got such lawyers that it is. Yeah, there's no way.
You're not fucking getting off. And he was probably underage smoking that shit.
Yeah, he might get lucky and they give him $125.
Hey, that's what Equifax is giving out. All you gotta do is have your fucking identity compromised, and they'll tender you $125 as a way of saying sorry. Oops.
And what information you having to give to be on this list to know?
There's a link. If you just like Google Equifax file claim.
But what information am I having to put in?
You got to put in your last name and your social.
I'm not. That's a setup. I'm not.
But it's $125.
Y'all just paid $125 to give them your information. You damn dummies.
No. They're giving you the $125.
I'm just saying, y'all fell for $25 for them to get your information.
No, but listen,
Equifax already has your information.
They already have it. They're just giving you $125.
Nope.
Like, look, we got your shit, but here's $125 because we're gonna do some fucked up shit with it.
Equifax is the information. They're the one.
Okay. I'm not gonna re-give it to you. You just fucked up. Like,
what's Facebook giving
you?
What's Facebook giving you for your information?
Oh, you're not up there?
Nope.
That's right.
Shut the fuck up.
Right. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
I deactivate like every 3 to 4 days.
Wait a minute.
And pop back up and then get back off.
You on Instagram?
Shut the fuck up.
It's owned by Facebook.
I'm about to go on a hiatus. I'm done. Like MIA. Go on.
It's owned by Facebook. So, and he definitely on Snapchat. Shit.
You know that.
Ain't no fucking telling where that information is going.
CIA.
Shit. Probably fucking Pornhub or some shit, you know, with all the shit going on Snapchat, right? So y'all are saying he's a victim, he should sue. I don't know.
I'm not saying he's a victim. I'm just saying run it.
If he's not a victim, he don't deserve to
run it.
I can't get behind that. You know what you signed up for. You know what it was when you signed up.
Cash rule everything around me.
All right, okay. So what about? I don't even remember the guy's name. I should have looked it up. Did anybody look up the officer's name?
Nope.
All right, so we'll just paint a picture like this, right? There was a black officer, black sheriff, in uniform, goes into a FedEx post office, I believe it was, and he wanted to pick up, receive, I don't recall, whatever. He wanted to conduct some business. The security guard, who was white, told him he had to put his gun back in the car. Now he's talking to an on-duty police officer and telling him that he's got to put his gun back in the car. The sheriff calmly says, "Can't do that." You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave. And then I guess they had some words were exchanged, which led to the white security guard pulling his gun out. Mm-hmm. And this is a police officer now. He's pulled his gun on a police officer, a sheriff, whatever. That's a higher up as far as I know. Mm-hmm. So pulled his gun out and follows him, I guess, out. And then he calls 911, and spoke to the police.
And the entire time did not say that he was an officer.
Right,
in uniform.
right,
Not
right.
one time.
Right.
Not
Said that
one
there
time.
was a guy with a gun
Facts.
in there.
They did not say he was an officer in
Right.
uniform.
Didn't it never said, hey, he's got on a uniform, anything like that. So, that situation ended with no bullets being, fired, and I think nobody went to jail, right?
But why?
Well, so let's ask the question. This man was profiled, right? Would you agree?
Of course.
Definitely.
In this situation, would you consider this man a victim? No, Nick, let's go to you first.
For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
The sheriff, he's a victim.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Melly, what about you?
You already know, like, this unjust shit that go on. He's definitely a victim.
He's definitely a victim.
Definitely a victim.
And you're going to be the oddball out of the damn three.
You know why he's not a victim?
Why?
Because he's a black man wearing a police officer's uniform. And that's what you deserve. I'm not going to feel sorry for you. I'm not going to do nothing because you knew that this is what's happening to people, but yet you still putting on a badge and a gun, and you still I don't get it. Like, now that you're on the opposite side of it, what are you, like, awake? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you still put on a badge and gun and go and help people when you're still looked at as this or that? You know what I'm saying? You've been contributing to your oppressor's operation for however long.
Nah, but that's exactly what we need. We need more black cops. We got white cops policing black neighborhoods. Fuck y'all doing around here? We need more black cops, just like we need more black doctors. You cannot like white people and you still gotta go see a white doctor.
Most of the time, the doctors, like, they be Indian a lot of times. Too.
Not even a lot of times. I'm out there.
Fucking Dr. Punjabi be taking care of me.
There's some that's coming up, but you know what I mean? They smeared a black man's name all over the world.
So this is my suggestion of that, right? There's nothing stopping people, a militia, from arming themselves, a group of people without a record, without priors, who are armed legally, and to act as peacemakers, especially in the community, and that's what a lot of organizations started as, but then we're corrupted by fast money and a particular lifestyle. But at the end of the day, there's nothing from stopping, especially in these black neighborhoods, men of a certain age, of a certain caliber, from being armed and patrolling that area.
It's not gonna work like that. It's us against America. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's us against the army, whoever they send. We can't.
Why not? Like, so let's say you're living in a neighborhood and there's a bad element. Let's say there was a person who looked like you, who lived not far. You could call up and be like, yo, such and such, whatever the case may be. This person is going to go over there and talk to such and such. But you can have faith that, okay, they're not going to go over there and, escalate a situation. He's going to talk to him the way he needs to be talked to because he knows him probably. He's going to engage him in a way that's comfortable with him. He's not some stranger who looks different, pulling up, in an armored vehicle with body armor and cameras and shit on. Like, okay, this person's coming over here with the intent to de-escalate. Like, what? Like, I'd be way more comfortable calling a person like that, and then that person could say, "Hey, listen." That person who's knowledgeable can say, "Hey, listen. Okay, now we're gonna call the police. You don't talk. I will do all the talking."
As soon as you acquire all that stuff you named, you are on the FBI watch list because they're looking at you like a terrorist.
Be on the FBI watch list. You're not hiding. You're not doing anything. Everything's on the up and up. This is you can't. That's legal to have.
It's not about what it is. It's about how they spin it. If they want to get you, which that sip you just took, that's just illegal. You owe me $125.
$125. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's ways we could do it, but it's like the work has to be done. You need people who are willing to put themselves in that position.
You know what's gonna happen? With the smearing going all around the world, it's gonna be one of these countries, just like back with the Black Panthers. Like, they're gonna help us.
They could, and they could, acquire a lot of buying power if they were to do such a thing. If like one of the countries from the motherland was to swoop down and be like, "Hey, yo, look, here goes some guns and some money." Shit, you know what I'm saying? The niggas is gonna be repping black and green again, black, red, and green.
Wasn't it Fidel that Castro that hooked us up with the guns?
Was that Castro? Was that why black people fuck with Castro?
I think it was him. He was the one that funded the Black Panthers with the ratchets.
I think, yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think that's him.
Right.
Pardon me if I'm wrong.
So, yeah. Anyway, neither one of them are victims in my opinion. Both of these people put themselves in positions to lose, and they lost. So I can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna feel sorry because you didn't cross your I's and dot your T's.
But you don't think one of them's getting paid, one of them's not?
Both of them are alive, and that's good.
One of them's gonna get paid, the other one's not.
Nah, that dude is not getting paid. That little kid, he's definitely not getting paid. Jewel is lawyered up.
Yeah, they're good now. I think that sheriff, he about to.
Oh, the sheriff. Yeah, the sheriff is gonna.
now.
Yeah, the sheriff is gonna.
He
quit.
on paid now. You would have thought he killed the black person on paid leave.
Right. The sheriff is gonna get so much money that he will probably quit his job. And now that I'm not mad at, so maybe
and I blame that white man. You the reason I quit my job.
Right. You the reason. So, okay, now roll call. Right. Now we're moving on to the roll call. So now we can discuss A$AP Rocky's current situation. He's still in Sweden. We spoke about it kind of before a lot of like popular outlets spoke about it, right? And so these people are believing that, he's in some desperate conditions and that, he's only allowed to eat one apple a day and that, it's just a fucked up, situation for him, which jail, no matter where it is a fucked up situation. So I'll believe that. But a person who we all know what kind of food they're serving in jail. They do serve something that they call food, but a person who comes from a certain caliber of life is not gonna go from eating fucking filet mignon and
some other expensive shit.
Yeah, some other fucking caviar and shit. They're not gonna go from eating that to eating the meat that's being served. So right, they're not gonna eat that. So it's not like, okay, there's no food up in here, but there's no food that you can eat. So you're eating the fruits, you're eating the vegetables, whatever the case may be. So I just think that obviously he's in a fucked up situation.
Really fucked up. I mean, he's in there for assaulting one of their people. So now we got this American motherfucker coming over here beating up on our people. So I don't imagine he's making a lot of friends. Right.
Okay. You put me on to something there. Now, so he's been in there because I thought they was only going to hold him 2 weeks. He's been in there almost like 3.5 weeks now. I think the trial's finally going to get started. I guess they didn't want to. I don't know why it's taking so long to investigate. It seems like you would just ask the people who were there, collect statements, and then you would go ahead with charges. Well, they're actually charging him with aggravated assault. Which, I just don't really understand, how, but,
With the footage, that shit is so wild because the footage is like, yo, look, y'all need to back the fuck away from me. Now it's like, yo, all right, now I got to defend myself and I got the better one on you. And the people that he assaulted, they said they had criminal records. They ain't go to jail.
No charges are being filed against them, which is wild. However, they are saying, the prosecutor's saying that there's more information that they have that we don't, that paints a more full picture. Do we believe that or no? No, we're not buying it.
It's just some bullshit. And because Trump done talked to their president and it's still looking like 2 years for A$AP. Hopefully it's not.
Right. That would be so wild if he went to prison for 2 years because of, this goes back to what I'm saying though. Now, why is A$AP Rocky in Sweden to begin with?
He was at a show.
I get that, but I'm saying why? Why are you at a show in Sweden?
Because I'm a black man and my music is popping in Sweden, so
right. So let me ask you this question:
if the podcast is popping in Sweden, we not going to Sweden to record?
Am I gonna go to Sweden?
If they like yo,
after they locked up A$AP Rocky, am I gonna go to Sweden?
Right after the DR, I think so.
Nah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm skipping the DR and I'm skipping Sweden. Like, you know, mostly because, you know, if my podcast is popping, it's, you know what I'm saying, I'm recording it right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I'm gonna stay here and y'all gonna stay there. And, you know, we can figure out something else. But, you know, me coming all the way to Sweden without some insurances, I'm not going to do it.
So before the whole A$AP thing, if niggas say, yo, look, we got a show for y'all. We going to fly y'all out here. We going to pay y'all. We just need for y'all to come. Like, y'all popping out here. Somebody heard y'all. Y'all popping in Sweden. Because that's how A$AP was. A$AP didn't know Sweden was what it was before he went out there. Not that I know of.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you assume, like, where can you go as a black person and be left alone? Like, other than your community. Other than your community, where can you go where it's like, okay, that's not a problem? I'm assuming that. No matter where I'm in Australia, Paris, Sweden, fucking Denmark, like anywhere I go that's not my house, I'm going to assume that, you know, people are clutching their purses. I'm going to assume that purses are shifting from one side to the next, or that, you know, wallets, you know what I'm saying? Somebody checking to see if their wallet is where it's at. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm watching people's, you know, presence change because of how many black people are around, or how many minorities are nearby. So, yeah, anywhere I go, I'm assuming that, and I'm a target. So, if it's not my community, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that, like, it'd have to be, you know, maybe if it was $1 million, yeah. For $1 million, I would go.
Before or after knowing about this A$AP shit?
After, before and after. It's cats right now talking about something they ain't going to Sweden. I'm like, yo, Sweden didn't just stop liking niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? They probably never wanted you over there, but was only paying you out because of some metrics or some algorithm was telling them that you were successful. Me personally, though, my values can be compromised, but it's 2 commas or more, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, anything less, and it's just not enough. But yeah, I mean, if I'm a performer and, you know, they're like, hey, come to Sweden, I'm like, yo, show me, deposit $1 million into my account, and I'm there in the morning.
Nah, I'm stunting like the bonefish lady, because people in my country gonna respect me more for turning that shit down.
Are people in your country gonna give you $1 million?
Nah, but they gonna respect me and we can start a movement.
Fuck all that. Respect. Because if they want to start a movement, then let's get the militia started. Let's get some black doctors, some black lawyers. That's the only movement that, you know what I'm saying, like, and what about, you know, when he was going through all this, they brought up his old comments about what he said during, you know, Ferguson riots.
Yeah. I mean, I don't partake in none of that because I believe in growth. Everybody done said some dumb shit in the past.
You don't think that he maybe became disassociated with a common person's struggle because he doesn't live that life? Therefore, he felt safe in an environment where he should have had his guard up?
I mean, I don't know. It's a bunch of variability. Fucking, you know the word. Forgot right now. But
I mean, you know, even so, it just seems like, I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, that's what you deserve. But what I will say is that I would prefer, now A$AP slid in because I've, you know, kind of been a fan of his for a long time. But for sure, like, not everybody would get the same, you know, like, pass that I would let a person like A$AP get. But I would prefer to only support people who are supporting me or are supportive, empathetic to my causes, to my struggle, what's going on. Like, I mean, I don't have to know, you know, I've never been to Sweden, but, you know, I know that he's in a fucked up spot. He can't smoke no weed.
Yeah, shit don't sound sweet.
Right. He can't call up no bitches. He can't go to his mom's house. He can't, you know, hang with the boys. He can't, mad movies then came out he hadn't seen. Shit. Fucking mad music been out he hadn't heard. Like, so it's just like, I know that to go from having almost unlimited access to having your access restricted it's fucked up. To go from limited access to having your access restricted, it's just like, yo, I'm ready to kill somebody. But I digress. I'm not going to feel sorry for him. But, you know.
What if we end up, because, you know, everything is about ASAP. So what if we get ASAP out? But remember, ASAP's not the only one that went to jail. 2 of his people went with him. But it's like, everything is about ASAP. What if we just get ASAP and they leave his homies over there?
I didn't even know they went to jail. I thought that, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, she was over there tweaking. I was like, my shit was rocking. I was like, one of them earthquakes from California.
Right. Yeah, I thought that they just arrested him because he was the celebrity.
No, I think they got him and
his boys,
his 2 homies.
Well, hopefully everybody will get out of, you know, jail, and they'll have learned a very valuable
Yeah,
lesson.
I kind of imagined that they went too, because I would have expected an interview. If we let y'all go home, look, yo, what happened? Tell us what really happened. Let me get an interview.
That's true. So there's our ASAP Rocky update. So Dwight Gooden, he's a former MLB player. He was arrested driving under influence, cocaine on him. I don't know why people like to distinguish, like, you know, what drug you have on you when you're driving under influence. It was like, oh, he was driving under influence of methamphetamine. He had cocaine in his system. Like, why do we need to know that? Like, we don't need to know exactly what their vice is. Like, let people do what they want to do. But he wasn't the only one. Also, Jimmy Uso, he's a wrestler, WWE. He's a pro wrestler. And he also went to jail for driving under influence. I don't think it was cocaine. I think it was something else, like some type of opioids or something. So, you know, heroin.
Part of the crisis team.
Right. So, and there was Young Dro. We added Young Dro's name to the list. And I forgot to read up on exactly what happened, but I know the headline said that he attacked someone with some banana pudding.
Yeah, I remember seeing his mugshot, yo.
Oh, yeah, because Lil Duval said City Boys lost points because of him, because banana pudding's not supposed to be thrown. But I forget what they said the other person did.
All right, okay. So he attacked his girlfriend with banana pudding, right? Young Dro was arrested on July 5th for allegedly throwing a plate of banana pudding at his girlfriend at the Atlanta home. According to TMZ, the couple had been fighting over money.
Child support, right?
Possibly, when Dro decided to throw the pudding at her. He was arrested, even though his girlfriend didn't want to press charges. He's facing 2 counts of misdemeanor, battery, and family violence.
So if she's not pressing charges, who called?
Probably neighbors or people, or, you know, onlookers, somebody who was around. You know, anybody could have called and been like, yo, they're arguing over there. It's July 5th. That's like the day after the holiday. Okay. Young Joe arrested for attacking girlfriend with banana pudding. Owes $41K in child support too. $41,000 in child support. Oh, and he's still in jail because he also happens to reportedly owe $41,000 in child support and won't be released until he ponies up $10,000. He better call Tip.
Hold up, when that his shit?
Yeah, that was Young LA.
Oh no, he had the shoulder lean.
Yeah,
shit.
shoulder lean. So Young Joe still in jail for throwing a plate of banana pudding. You can't even throw banana pudding these days. Like, honestly, you can't.
No food fights?
Not for black men.
Right. So, you know, if not anything else, then we can get into these 2 truths and a con. All right, bet. So, cool. 2 truths, 1 con. Right? Scenario number 1. Marcus Hyde is under investigation after he attempted to extort a woman into sending him nudes. That's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2. Aaron Tager is accused of public indecency after running naked in the street and punching a hole in the wall of a church. Scenario number 3. Lillian Tarver started a fight and eventually shot up a McDonald's. 2 of those situations are true, and 1 I made up. Which one is the con? Dun dun dun. All right, yeah, let me see this. Okay.
I'm gonna say number 3.
You're gonna say number 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the third one.
Aaron Tager, accused of public indecency.
Yeah.
No. Number
That's
3.
The second one. The third
Yeah,
one.
number 3. Lillian Tarver
Shot up McDonald's.
Shot up at McDonald's.
Yeah, she kind of stole my answer. I was going with that one, yo.
We'll see. All right. So both of y'all going with Lillian Tarver?
Yeah, people shooting up, but I don't know if it's McDonald's.
All right, bet. So I can see neither one of you listen to the Breakfast Club this morning. So no, Lillian Tarver actually did. What did she do? She fucking got some cold French fries. You know how that is when she got the cold French fries.
But why so extreme? Like,
well, this is what happened. She got the cold French fries. I think she went to the drive-thru, got the fries, put one of the fries in her mouth. Probably as she was leaving the McDonald's. Hit the U-ball, went back, and I think she parked this time because now she went inside the restaurant. She's mad. I think she assumed a fighting stance, and in that split second, when she was assuming the stance, one of the restaurant employees went ahead and got the drop on her and started, and they started fighting. So I don't think she liked that much. She went back to the whip, came back inside, and was like, "Oh, you remember me?" And let off some shots, right? So, no, that situation was true. Also true, Marcus Hyde. He was a photographer, and he wanted to.
I knew that one.
Yeah, he wanted. Yeah, so y'all seen that.
Yo, you think he got the links to the nudes?
I don't. He if he do, he probably got him on the dark web or something. I don't know because his Instagram page
Find me, bitch. Catch me if you can.
I'm about to say,
okay?
no, nigga, stop playing.
Catch me if you can, bitch. Catch me if you can.
Can you show me on your phone?
No.
I wonder how many people have Googled No I Nink nudes. Like, is that a Googleable thing?
They're not gonna find it because it's not under that name.
Okay. Well, it was probably trending for a second. People listening, just like, yo, let me go and check.
Let me check real quick, right? So, Aaron Tager is false. Actually, Aaron Tager sounds a lot like Aaron Yeager, right? Main character from Attack on Titan, who's running through the streets naked, punched a hole in the wall of a church. Oh, you're not familiar? Not familiar?
No.
Okay, yeah, it's a popular anime. So yeah,
you would know.
Yeah, I would. So, yeah, if you ever do get a chance to check that out, you'll see that scene. He's in Titan form, running around naked, punches a hole through a lot of things. It's a pretty dope show, actually. Though. So anyway, that was all I had, man. So tell everybody they can stalk your life on the internet. And we out of here.
I'm going to make y'all go to the last episode or the one before that to go find it, to go catch me if you can.
All right.
So you have to go listen to others to find it.
Okay. So that's how we're doing it. No one Inc.'s Instagram
playing
handles.
A game.
Okay. So yeah, she's playing the game.
Let go.
Their Instagram handles are on the rest of the episodes. So just go play one of those episodes and you'll know for sure. Millie, what's going on with your situation?
If y'all still boycotting.
Okay. All right. So Millie's he's doing a soft boycott of the internet.
Anti-social on social media.
So if you are rocking with this episode of the Verdict Podcast, you can like, rate, review, subscribe, share on iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, Spotify, Podcoin, iHeartRadio, wherever you like to listen to your podcasts. Also, you can stalk my life on the internet on Instagram and Twitter at House of Splash. And if you're trying to win some bingo prizes, you can check me out at Let's Bingo and Chill.